Do you know how to protect your energy during the holidays? With the busy holiday season coming up, you might want to stay tuned because I'm going to talk about 3 strategies for protecting your energy while you're visiting your family. So, I love the holidays. I love getting to go home and to see my family. And I've noticed that not always the best version of me shows up for my family. Maybe you can relate to that. It's actually really common for people to revert to a younger version of themselves when they're around their family. You know, we grew up with our families, we have pre-established roles of who does what in the family and different dynamics of how we relate to each other. And it's really easy to get triggered when you're with your family. In fact, the famous spiritual teacher Ram Dass says, if you think you are enlightened, go spend a week with your family. Because our family was often there when a lot of these triggers we now have as adults were formed in our childhood. So without even trying to push our buttons, they can accidentally push our buttons a lot. So I really want to show up as my very best this holiday season. So I'm going to teach you the 3 strategies I will be using when I go home to see my family to protect my energy. So the first one is keep some alone time for yourself. Now, you live in your own environment, and if you're traveling to see family, you're going to be outside of your normal environment and outside of your normal routines. It actually takes a lot of energy to be outside of your normal habitat, right? As much as we are advanced creatures, we are still creatures. We're still animals that get comfortable in a certain environment. So being out of our environment and out of our normal routines actually takes a lot of energy. And it's important to carve out some time for you to be by yourself so you can regroup from all of the energy that might be coming at you from your family members. Now, I know this can be hard to do because when we're there with our family, there might be a family agenda, and that could be different from your own preferred schedule. And we want to be, down to hang out with the family, to get on board with what other people want to do, and to be flexible. So that's why I use strategy number 2, which is I treat my mornings as golden. It's usually easiest to control your day at the very beginning of the day. So I get up a little bit earlier when I'm with my family, and I try to create some space for just myself. I like to meditate in this time. I do a 20-minute meditation in the morning, and this really helps to just keep me present and clear and to get myself to feel like I've taken care of myself, so now I really can show up for my family. So whatever habits you have or parts of your routine you normally have that help you feel like you've already taken care of you, I really encourage you to do these first thing in the morning when you're visiting your family. This could be exercise, this could be eating a certain way, this could be meditation or some other practice you have like journaling or whatever you like to do that has you feel really grounded and centered in yourself. Do that first thing. This is going to have you be fully resourced. You're going to have filled up your own cup, so now you can go out there and be of service and be present and generous and happy and fun and light with your family. Now, the third point is I'm going to watch what I eat this year. Now, this is like maybe a holiday thing in general. There's really tempting foods in the holiday season. And normally I really let myself indulge in holiday foods. And I think I'll do some of that this year as well. But I've really started paying attention to how the food I'm eating makes me feel. And I know there's some foods that when I eat them, I'm gonna have a sugar crash, and a couple hours later I'm gonna get cranky, and then I'm not gonna wanna feel that way, so I'm gonna either have a different stimulant, have a drink, have a coffee, something else that like throws my energy out of whack all over again. And it starts to be kind of this vicious cycle. So I'm gonna make a really concentrated effort to be eating in ways that are closer to how I normally eat while I'm at home. Because I know that these ways of eating really work for my body, they keep my mind nice and present and clear, and my energy nice and clear as well. So paying attention to what you're actually putting in your body while you're with your family can actually have a really big impact on your ability to just be in that environment and show up as the kind of person you want to when you're with your family. Now, I know I said there were 3 tips. I have a 4th bonus tip for you, and this is in particular if you are flying to go and visit your family. You want to make sure that after you land from the flight, you give yourself time to ground in the new place that you're in. So when we fly, we get out of touch with what's called the Schumann resonance, which is an actual vibrational frequency of Earth. And this frequency is part of what informs our circadian rhythms and the biology and different operations in our physical body. So we can get thrown out of whack when we're out of touch with that frequency for too long, which is what happens when you fly. So when you fly and once you've landed where you are, you want to make sure you actually take time to ground your energy. And you can do this simply through meditation of imagining a grounding cord connecting from your tailbone down to the center of the earth. But I invite you to actually go ground physically. So if you're in a warm climate, just take your feet off and put your feet on the earth wherever you've landed. Not at the airport, but when you get home, when you can find grass or sand, go put your feet on the earth, bare feet, to actually allow skin contact to the earth. So any valence electrons, any extra electrons that are built up in your body can be released down into the earth. Now, if you're not in a warm climate, like I'm going to Canada, it's very hard to do that. You can either hug a tree. Yeah, I'm a tree hugger. You can hug a tree as the roots go down to the earth. That can help you ground. Or if from indoors, if you actually just hold on to a faucet in the house, so the kitchen sink or the bathroom sink, the metal in the faucet is very conductive, so it easily transfers electrons, and the piping will at some point ultimately go and actually get in contact with the earth. So it can take a little bit longer. You might need to hold it for 5 or 10 minutes, but you can also ground your energy that way. Okay, those are my 3 tips for how to protect your energy while you're visiting your family. The first one was to carve out some alone time for yourself. Often, number 2, that time's going to be in the mornings, and use that time to really do something that nurtures yourself so that you're feeling well resourced and well set up to go and then be of service and be with your family. Number 3 was to watch what you're eating and just notice how it makes you feel and if that allows you to show up as just your best self or not. And the 4th bonus tip, if you're flying, make sure you ground your energy when you arrive. All right, I'm wishing you very, very happy holidays, and I will see you in the new year.